Good morning everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today for chemistry we are going to look at what we call temperature conversion. So under the temperature conversion, you can convert the temperature to degrees Kelvins, you can convert it to degrees Celsius, or you can convert it to degrees Fahrenheit, like that. So now for you to convert to any of these, you need to know. So this is a simple way which I use. Let's say you are moving from you want to convert to temperature in kelvins. It shall be equal to, you're going to say the temperature in degrees Celsius plus the 273.15 degrees Celsius. Then you're going to multiply times your 1 Kelvin over 1 degrees Celsius, like that. So now the way I like to remember this is simply you are adding a 273 to the degrees Celsius. So what you can think of, you have the alphabet C comes before K. So meaning to say, if you want to go from degrees Celsius to degrees Kelvins, you are moving to your right of your alphabet to go from C to K. So that means to say you add a 273. Then when you are moving from let's say the K is here, the C is here, when you are moving backwards like that, you need to subtract because K is above C, like that. So therefore, if you want to convert the temperature in degrees Celsius, it shall be equal to the temperature in kelvins. Then you will subtract the 273.15 degrees, it shall be kelvins. Then just multiply 1 degrees Celsius over 1 degrees kelvins. So this is the formula. So don't forget this part. This is very important, as it cancels out with some units. Likewise, even when you are looking at how you convert your, let's say, your temperature in degrees Celsius. So temperature in degrees Celsius, you want to convert, you have the temperature in degrees Celsius, you have the temperature in Fahrenheit. So if you are moving from Fahrenheit going to degrees Celsius, F is above C, so you will subtract. So the temperature in degrees Celsius from Fahrenheit will be equal to, you're going to say temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, then you're going to subtract a 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Then as you can see, we are going to write our 5 degrees Celsius. So this is how you can memorize the formula, over 9 degrees Fahrenheit, because C in terms of the alphabet is less than F, meaning to say you will put your 5 which is less than 9, like that. So just memorize, we have a 32, 5 and a 9 there. Then if you want the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, you can make the degrees Fahrenheit the subject of the formula by doing this. So we have the temperature in degrees Celsius should be equal to, so this one is the same as taking it this side, it shall be, let us just differentiate our equation like that. So now for this one, you shall say that your temperature in degrees Celsius comes there, so it shall be the same as, we have a 5 degrees Celsius over 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we have times our temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit, like that. From here, we are going to cross multiply. When we cross multiply, this 9 multiplies that. So we are going to have 9 degrees Fahrenheit times the temperature in degrees Celsius should be equal to 5 times this one. We are going to have a 5 degrees Celsius, like that. Then we are going to have temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus a 32 degrees Fahrenheit, like that. Then after doing that, we can divide over 5 degrees Celsius over our 5 degrees Celsius. So what we are going to have is, we cancel this, we are going to have 9 degrees Fahrenheit over our 5 degrees Celsius times the temperature in degrees Celsius should be equal to We are remaining with our temperature in Fahrenheit. We can even remove the brackets minus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Taking the 32 this side, we are going to have a 9 degrees Fahrenheit here over our 5 degrees Celsius. Then we have times our temperature in degrees Celsius. We add it plus 32 degrees Fahrenheit should be equal to, we are going to have a temperature in degrees Fahrenheit like that. So this is what we have. So this is the other conversion of temperature formula. So in summary, these are our conversion of temperature. But if you want, you can just memorize at least this one. You can use this to calculate any, if you have been given to calculate for the degrees degrees Fahrenheit, you can just replace the values. We are going to do that. So our problem says that soda is an alloy of tin and lead whose melting point is 224 degrees Celsius. What is the melting point in degrees Fahrenheit? So how do you calculate the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit? So the formula that we had is temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. We are going to say that this should be equal to the 9 degrees Fahrenheit over the 5 degrees Celsius. Then we have the times the temperature in degrees Celsius. Then we are going to add plus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So as you can see, F in terms of the alphabet is greater than our C. Therefore, you add a 32. The other thing is that since F is greater, a 9 is on top, a 5 is down here. So that's one way you can remember that formula. So we are going to have our 9 degrees Fahrenheit over our 5 degrees Celsius. Then we are going to multiply this by the temperature in degrees Celsius, which is a 224 degrees Celsius. Then we add plus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So we are going to have a value of our 9 divided by 5 will give us 1.8. We multiply it by 224 degrees Celsius plus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we multiply our 9, we are going to end up with just the units. This Celsius goes, so we are going to remain with Fahrenheit here with that gone. So we are going to have 1.8 times 224. So we are going to have our 403. So we are going to write our 403.5, 403.2 degrees Fahrenheit plus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we add this, we are going to have 403 plus our 32. We are going to have our 435.2 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's how you convert the temperature to degrees Fahrenheit. So alternatively, you can use the other formula. Alternatively, you can say that we know that the temperature in degrees Celsius should be equal to, we have the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, then we subtract our 32 degrees Fahrenheit, then we multiply by 5 degrees Celsius over 9 degrees Fahrenheit like that. So we have using this formula, we can still get back to the same answer by just substituting direct if you don't want to memorize both formulas. So we are going to have the temperature in degrees Celsius. It shall be equal to, we are going to put 224 degrees Celsius should be equal to our temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. We don't know, so temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we have times 5 degrees Celsius over 9 degrees Fahrenheit. From here, what we are going to do is, this is the same as having a number in front like that. So we have a 224 degrees Celsius should be equal to, we put our 5 degrees Celsius over our 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we multiply temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit, like that. So from here, we are going to cross our multiply. We are going to have our 200 and when we cross multiply, we are going to have our 224 degrees Celsius times our 9 degrees Fahrenheit should be equal to 5 times 1. It will be 5 degrees Celsius times our temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit, like that. So when we cross multiply, we are going to have 224 times 9. This gives us a value of 2016 degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. Then from there, what we are going to do is we have 5 degrees Celsius, like that. Our temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus 32 degrees Fahrenheit. We divide over 5 degrees Celsius over our 5 degrees Celsius, like that. So we cancel. We are going to have 2016 divided by 5. This gives us a 403.2 degrees Fahrenheit should be equal to, if we cancel there, we are remaining with the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit minus a 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Taking the 32 this side, we are going to have a 403.2 degrees Fahrenheit. We add it if it crosses the equal sign, plus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit should be equal to the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, like that. So we are going to still have the same value of 435.2 degrees Fahrenheit should be equal to the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit, like that. Looking at this other one, we have helium as the lowest boiling point of the elements at negative 452 degrees Fahrenheit. Converts the temperature to degrees Celsius. So using the formula, temperature in degrees Celsius should be equal to the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. We subtract our 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we have our 5 degrees Celsius over our 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So we are going to have our temperature in degrees Celsius shall be equal to, our temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is equal to a negative 452 degrees Fahrenheit, then minus our 32 degrees Fahrenheit, like that. Then we are going to multiply 5 degrees Celsius over 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we subtract this, we are getting a negative 452 minus our 32. That will give us a value of our negative 484. Then we multiply this by 5 degrees Celsius over 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we multiply, on top we have times 5. It will give us a negative 2420 over, so this one is Fahrenheit, so we cancel. So we have the temperature degrees Celsius over 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we divide this, we are going to get, divide by 9, we are getting a negative 268.89 degrees Celsius. So that is how we convert the temperature in degrees Celsius. Let's look at our last question. So it's saying that mercury, the only liquid metal at room temperature, melts at negative 38 degrees Celsius. Convert its melting point to kelvins. So converting to Kelvin means our temperature in degrees Kelvins should be equal to, we are going to have our temperature in degrees Celsius, plus our 273.15, like that. Then we are going to have degrees Celsius times our 1 degrees Kelvin over 1 degrees Celsius, like that. So we are going to have something like temperature in degrees Celsius, it is equal to our negative 38.9 degrees Celsius. We add it to 273.15 degrees Celsius. Then we are going to multiply 1 degrees Kelvin over 1 degrees Celsius, like that. So we are going to add them. Our negative 38.9 plus our 273.15. This gives us a value of 234.25, like that. So we have the degrees Celsius. Now multiplying with 1 degrees Kelvin over 1 degrees Celsius. So this is why including this is important, as it cancels like that. So for the sake of your lecturers, you show this so that they see how come they are canceling like that. So when you multiply, we are having 234.25 degrees Kelvin, like that. So remember, there is no direct conversion from the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit to the temperature in degrees Kelvin. So therefore, if you want to convert from Fahrenheit to Kelvin, first you have to convert to temperature in Celsius. Then from there you move like that. Now if you are looking at the significant figures, the number of significant figures, if you are dealing with this calculation, you can be able to say that your final answer is 234.3 degrees Kelvin. This shall further be explained when we look at adding and simplifying significant figures. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next tutorial.